In 2024 alone, over 12,000 cruise passengers were kicked off ships for behavior so outrageous, it made the news worldwide. These aren't just minor rule violations. These are jaw-dropping disasters that cost fortunes and ruined vacations. But wait until you hear about the passenger who cost their family $50,000 and got banned for life, and how you can avoid becoming the next viral headline. Before we count down these unbelievable stories, hit that subscribe button. Cruise lines update their rules constantly, and you'll want to know what could get you in serious trouble. These real passengers made choices so bad, they're now permanently recorded in cruise history. Let's start with number 10. Number 10 takes us to a Princess cruise where one passenger's complaint became legendary among crew members. According to a 2019 Travel and Leisure article, this passenger approached guest services with an unusual demand. They wanted compensation because the sunset wasn't visible due to clouds. They genuinely believed the cruise line should control the weather. The passenger spent hours arguing that the brochure promised spectacular sunsets and threatened to sue for false advertising. They demanded a full refund for their balcony cabin since they couldn't see the sunset they paid for. The consequence? They became a cautionary tale shared in crew training about unrealistic passenger expectations. No refund was given, obviously. The lesson here? Cruise lines can't control weather. Read the fine print about what's actually guaranteed. But that's nothing compared to what happened on number 9. As reported by cruise critic forums and verified by multiple crew members, a passenger on a transatlantic crossing demanded the ship follow the exact route of the Titanic. They wanted to see where it sank. When told this would add days to the journey and wasn't possible, they accused the captain of ruining their vacation. They started a petition among passengers and posted angry reviews online before the cruise even ended. The ship's officers had to explain maritime law, scheduled ports, and why memorial tourism doesn't override navigation safety. The passenger remained unconvinced. The consequence? They spent their entire cruise angry about geography and history. Other passengers avoided them at dinner. If you think that's bad, wait until you hear about number 8. According to a 2018 article in The Points Guy, a passenger on a Norwegian cruise complained that the outdoor pool was too cold during an Alaska sailing. This might sound reasonable until you hear their solution. They demanded the pool be heated to hot tub temperatures. When told this was the heated pool and any warmer would be unsafe, they filed a formal complaint. They wanted the Arctic Ocean air around the pool to be heated too. They spent the entire 7-day cruise documenting the pool temperature hourly and posting angry updates on social media. They measured air temperature, water temperature, and even tried to calculate wind chill factor for swimmers. The consequence? They missed seeing glaciers, whales, and the northern lights because they were obsessed with pool temperature in Alaska. Number 7 was witnessed by dozens and reported in Cruise Hive in 2022. On a Carnival cruise, a passenger discovered the 24-hour pizza station closed for cleaning at 3 a.m. This routine 30-minute maintenance sent them into a rage that security cameras captured entirely. They screamed at the cleaning crew, threw napkin dispensers, and demanded to speak to the pizza manager. When security arrived, they claimed false advertising because 24-hour means 24 hours. The passenger had to be physically removed from the area. They spent the next day filing complaints and telling everyone the cruise line was running a scam. The consequence? Banned from the pizza station for the remainder of the cruise. Security escort required for all buffet visits. Have you ever seen something this wild on a cruise? Comment below with your craziest cruise passenger story. This next one made headlines in the Virgin Islands Daily News in 2019. During a Caribbean cruise stop in St. Thomas, a 52-year-old teacher from Texas visited Diamonds International. According to court documents, while the shopkeeper showed other customers jewelry, this teacher swallowed a 2.5-carat diamond worth $12,000. The theft was caught entirely on store security cameras. He was seen placing the diamond in his mouth and swallowing while pretending to cough. He then casually continued browsing. U.S. Virgin Islands police and cruise security arrested him at dinner. According to the police report, X-rays at Schneider Regional Medical Center confirmed the diamond's location. It was recovered naturally under guard. The consequence? Charged with grand larceny, he spent 3 days in jail, paid $20,000 in bail and fines, and received a lifetime ban from all Carnival Corporation cruise lines. He also lost his teaching job in Texas. Which story shocked you most so far? Let me know in the comments, because number 5 involves a fishing rod and terrible judgment. According to a 2021 Royal Caribbean incident report shared on Cruise Law News, a passenger brought a fishing rod on board and decided to fish from their balcony while the ship was moving at full speed. The line got caught in the ship's equipment, causing damage to navigation sensors. The passenger then tried to hide the evidence by cutting the line and throwing the rod overboard. Security cameras caught everything. The damage required an emergency technical stop, delaying the cruise by 6 hours and costing approximately $40,000 in repairs and fuel. The consequence: arrested for destruction of maritime property, confined to quarters, removed at next port, and sued for full damage costs. Banned from all future cruises with the company. If this is helping you avoid cruise disasters, hit that like button and share with a friend who loves cruising, because these next 3 stories get even more outrageous. Number 3 happened on Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas in 2022, according to Seatrade Cruise News. During the mandatory safety drill, one passenger decided they were too important to attend. They hid in their cabin bathroom, thinking they could wait it out. When crew members checked cabins, they pretended not to be there. The ship couldn't leave port until every passenger was accounted for. Security spent 90 minutes searching. The Coast Guard was nearly called. 2,800 passengers waited in the Miami heat. When finally found, the passenger claimed they didn't know it was mandatory despite multiple announcements and it being federal law. The consequence? Immediately removed from the ship before sailing. No refund. Banned from Royal Caribbean for life. Name shared with other cruise lines' security databases. Number 2 nearly caused an international incident in 2020, as reported by the Coast Guard and Maritime executive. On Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas, a 23-year-old passenger from California thought it would be funny to yell, "Man overboard," as a prank near the Bahamas. The ship immediately executed emergency procedures. The Coast Guard launched helicopters and boats. The ship turned around, burning thousands of gallons of fuel. All 4,200 passengers were mustered. The search lasted 4 hours and cost approximately $300,000 in resources. The prankster was identified through security footage and witness statements. The consequence? Arrested by the FBI for making a false distress call, a federal crime. Faced up to 6 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. Settled for 2 years probation and $50,000 in restitution. Lifetime cruise ban. The number 1 dumbest cruise passenger in history made international headlines in 2023. According to CNN and cruise line statements, a passenger on MSC Harmonia manually launched a lifeboat while the ship was at sea to see if it worked. This happened off the coast of Brazil. They broke into a restricted area, disabled safety systems, and manually released a lifeboat worth $200,000. The boat crashed into the ocean and was lost. The ship had to stop for emergency accountability procedures. The Brazilian Maritime police boarded the ship. The passenger claimed they wanted to test safety equipment because they didn't trust it would work in an emergency. The consequence? Arrested for maritime sabotage, destruction of safety equipment, and endangering vessel security. Faced 10 years in Brazilian prison, currently serving 3 years. Family paid over $400,000 in damages and legal fees. Banned from all cruise lines globally. These 10 passengers prove that common sense doesn't always travel with people on vacation. Their combined stupidity resulted in multiple arrests, over $1 million in damages, and countless ruined vacations. Every one of these disasters was completely preventable. They all started with someone thinking rules didn't apply to them or that ships operate differently than reality. The passenger story was the craziest. Drop your vote in the comments below. The Lifeboat Launcher still has cruise crews shaking their heads. Subscribe for weekly cruise safety tips and jaw-dropping cruise stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.